will be putting this on our YouTube channel. It'll be available on our school Facebook page. And we're going to share the interviews with the Queens County radio station, the QCCR-FM. Okay, is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I will ask you simple questions about your life, and I might be taking some notes.
Mm-hmm.
So you ready?
Right.
Okay. So where were you born?
I was born in Liverpool.
Where were you born?
In the Liverpool Cottage Hospital, it was called then.
When were you born?
January the 5th, 1949.
Okay. What do you remember about your early childhood?
Oh, I remember that we used to go out and play a lot. We used to make our own games. And I had a dog named Zero, which he used to play with me, haul me on my wagon, and he was around with me all the time till he passed away. And I sure missed him after he passed away.
What was your
Occupation?
Occupation of your mother and father?
My mom was something like a nurse. She looked after elderly people, and my dad was heavy equipment. He used to run a crane.
Oh, cool. Describe the house you grew up in.
It was the first house we lived in was in Bangs' Falls, and then they built the new house up in Greenfield, and then I was 2 years old when they moved up into the new house.
Cool. What color was your house?
It was white with a black roof, and I think it had green trim on it. I'm not sure.
What did your room look like in your house?
My bedroom?
Yeah.
Oh, I had a big room. I had a double bed in my room and a big closet, and lots of shelves and stuff for my toys.
What was it like during the holidays?
Good. We always celebrated holidays. We always decorated and put things up for holidays. And generally on holidays, we always had family in, and on holidays we had family meals. It was fun.
Do you remember what Christmas looked like?
Like normal Christmas, only our Christmas trees weren't as nice. Back then our Christmas trees, they weren't trimmed or nothing. They were sort of straggly looking and that, but we always had a Christmas tree and we had real good Christmas. We always had lots of toys, and we always had a family turkey meal.
Mm-hmm. What was your usual meal that you had on Saturday or Monday? What was your usual?
When we were older, Mom always on Saturday, she always had baked beans and brown bread. That was a custom for on Saturday night. Yeah.
My nan used to do that with my uncles and my dad.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. What were your jobs or chores around your house?
Well, I had to make my bed, clean up my room, and every day after school I had to take my wagon and go to the wood house and wheel wood over and fill the wood box in the house. And then I had to mow the lawn and do yard work.
So you were like an outdoor kind of kid.
Yeah, I was a real outdoor kind of kid. Yeah.
How did you spend your free time?
Free time, playing games and hanging out with my friends and doing things with them.
Did you ever go down to the school and play with your friends, like on the swing sets? Or...
No, we didn't have swing sets and that at school then.
Oh.
But what we played was mostly tag. We used to have a game somebody was it, and we'd have a base, like the step in the back of the old school, because I went to the old school, not the new school, and the back step used to be our base, and was one person it, and they'd chase us all around, and then if we got back and got our feet on the step that was base, and we didn't get to, but if he tagged somebody, then they'd be it, and he'd be able to be free. And we used to play hopscotch. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like we used to draw a thing on the thing and then have a rock, and you used to throw the rock, and you couldn't jump in the block where the rock was. You had to and you had to try to get all the way down and all the way back without stepping out of the blocks. That was fun. And then at that time we had hula hoops. Yeah, it was like something like that. We had hula hoops, and we used to do the hula hoops, and then 2, 3 of us would to skip and rope. One would hold each end, and then the one in the middle they'd flip it around for us to skip.
What was your schooling like?
Good. Yeah, I had good teachers.
Did you go to the school that they closed in 2008?
Yeah.
Or the old school, like the old school?
The school that they closed and tore down, the one up by the fire hall, that's the one I went to, yeah.
What was your first, what is the first car that you remember liking?
That my family had?
Or
that I had?
That you had.
I had a blue Dodge Dart, which I run in the river.
Did you have a radio or television? What did you listen to or watch?
We was one of the fortunate ones that had a television, and then a lot of our friends didn't, so they used to come to our house, and we all sit around and watched our television.
Oh. What is your favorite kind of music?
Old country and western.
Oh, I like that too. When did you get married and how old were you?
I got married when I was 30. Let me see, what was I? I got married in 76, I think. Since 76, and I was in my 30s.
Hmm. When did you start a family?
I didn't have any family.
Did you play any sports?
Oh yes, I was really good. When we went to North Queens, I played soccer and basketball and what else did we play? Oh, and I was really good at baseball. I played baseball.
Was life easier or harder when you were younger?
Guess it was easier, so I was younger.
Who are your heroes and your role models?
Like real people or on television?
It can be real people or television.
I guess my mom was my role model because she was a good mom, and I wanted to be like her. So.
Who was your mom?
What, her name?
Yeah.
Beatrice Jodry.
What was your favorite meal? Like now or when you were younger? Or
I liked our turkey meal. Turkey and potato, vegetables, and my favorite pie was coconut cream or lemon.
So we have 29 questions and we are over half of those questions, I think. So what were your biggest stories that you remember?
Biggest stories? I really don't know. What about any certain?
Like anything. your biggest stories?
Don't know. I guess about I had three. I was the youngest, and I had three older sisters, and we used to get into scraps. And guess who always won?
You?
No, my sister Bonnie.
Who was the first prime minister that you remember?
John F. Kennedy. He was assassinated. They killed him. They did.
Did you have any friends? Do you have any friends that you've had since childhood?
Yes, quite a few.
What are some of their names?
One's Sharon Saunier. She's been a friend ever since we went to school, and Jocelyn Holdwright, and let me see who else. And then all the kids around here I went to school with would be. Let me see, who would they be?
Did you go to school with Muriel?
No, she was older. David Henley and Wayne Dedrick was some of the kids I went to school with. And who else was it? Carolyn Henley, Linda Henley. There was almost a whole family. They all, and Annie Jodry. She's passed on now, and there's so many of them. I can't remember a lot, but.
What do you remember about your grandparents?
Well, I remember that I was only young when my grandfather Baker passed away, but my grandmother Baker and I had a real good relationship, and we used to do lots of things together and that. And then on my dad's side, them were my mom's parents, and then on my dad's side, my grandfather, he was injured in the war, and he come home, he wasn't very well, but I remember he always used to tell us stuff, and we didn't know if he was serious or if he was just teasing us, until when he finished, then if we seen a little grin come on his face, we knew he was just teasing us. He wasn't serious. And Grandma, she was a real good baker. She used to make homemade donuts and stuff like that for us.
If you could change uno thing in the world, what would it be?
One thing in the world, what would it be? That all poor starving kids down in the foreign countries would be well and have lots of food to eat. There's so many kids down there that's starving.
Yeah, it's sad. Very sad.
And that would be so nice if they could be well, have health, so they could be well and have lots of food to eat.
How was the world changed in your lifetime?
A lot. When we was young, why we didn't have much to play with. We had to make our own games and fun. Now they have all kinds of things to play with and do with. And years ago, the work and stuff was different. Even the schools were different. Yes.
They've changed the math on that.
Yes, they've changed the schools and the health care. So much things have changed since I was young.
Yes, a lot has changed.
Yeah, sure has.
A lot.
And another thing that's changed is most of my family's passed on now. We're just the younger generations in the family that's left now.
Do you have any advice for young people today?
Yes, try your best in school, get a good education, and listen to your mom and dad, because they know best even though you don't think they do. Yeah, Your mom and dad always wants the best for you. Isn't that right?
It is very selfish.
Do you have any pets?
Not now, but I did. I had a dog, and we had cats, and I had two budgie birds, Bert and Ernie. And the kids named them after Sesame Street, Bert and Ernie. We had them for, they must have lived for about 15 years, a budgie.
Do you have anything? Oh wait, I'll say that for last. Do you have any favorites, like your favorite sport or your favorite TV show?
Yeah, I like, my favorite sport is baseball. My favorite TV show is Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. I like those game shows.
Do you like The Price is Right?
Yeah, but I don't get to see that because it's on the same. And Let's Make a Deal. There's a lot of game shows that I like.
Do you have anything to add or to say?
Not really. I think you did a really good job, Karlee. You're
Thanks.
just like a real professional.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And you communicate. Well, thank you for letting me do an interview.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
This is Brenda Croft. And the interviewer is Karlee Freeman from Greenfield Elementary School.